Hello and welcome. My name is Owen O'Malley, the CEO of TICN, the Investment Club Network. The purpose of this recording is to explain the relationship between the account value and the buying power, how the buying power is calculated, and explanation of how the dashboard works for the account. So without further ado, let's just share with you an example. We're going to start by taking a look at an account, a club account called the Untitled Investment Club account. You can see it's got 5 positions and it holds 7 option positions. So the first thing we want you to notice is that the option positions have no value. They have brackets around them, which in accountancy terms means they actually have no value. But not only that, the brackets means they have negative value. That's one of the strange things about selling option premium or collecting option premium in your account. Not only does it have 0 value, it's perceived as having a negative value. And so when you take a look at your account value, what is happening behind the scenes is it deducts the negative value of all these options until either you close these option positions or they come to their natural expiration date. What you do notice down here is that you've got 2 headings. You've got the 5 positions, you've got the actual market value, which is this part here, what they're worth in the market, and then you've got the maintenance requirement, which means the buying power required to hold these positions. So for example, of Kraft Heinz Corporation, it's got a current value of 9,594, but you only need 2,398 to actually hold that position in your account. So approximately, there's roughly a 4-to-1 relationship. For every $4 of value you hold, you only need $1 of buying power. Another position here, like US Steel, again, it's equally strong. It's roughly a 4-to-1 relationship between the buying power required to hold the position and the value of that position. Nokia, you can see here it's 2-to-1. 5,400 is 2 times 2,700. Same with Pets, it's approximately 2-to-1. It's a little bit greater than 2-to-1. And the same here with ECA, a little bit greater than 2-to-1. The amount of maintenance requirement for each position in your account is going to be a function of how financially strong that company is. What is the overall exposure that Apex Clearing has to that position when it adds up all the accounts that it clears for? And the range will be either 1-to-1 if it's cash, or 1-to-1 if the share is perceived as not being strong or is under $5. And then it can range anywhere from 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, up to 4-to-1, depending on the perceived strength of that position. So that should help you understand how the buying power is calculated. And so if we zoom on up here again and we take a look at the summary, and we take a look at account summary for this position, you notice that, and we clear away, we'll start a new share here for you. You notice that on the right hand side here, it talks about the options that you hold in the account. So you've got here equities, which have a value of 31,000. You've got options which have a negative. That's important to understand. It has a negative value of 4,700. So therefore, this is what we call the option drag, meaning that negative value of those options that are in the position effectively drag the account value down artificially by negative 4,700 until, as I said earlier, those positions are either closed by you or naturally expire on their expiration date. So if we now take a look at the dashboard for this account has been trading for 8 months. It was an account where it was just a lump sum went in of $27,930. 8 months later, the value of that account, the date the first trade was done was on the 15th of April 2019. The date now is the 26th of December 2019. 8 months later, the value of that account is 35,819. So this account has increased 28% in value. And that's the profit considering the option drag and the price drag, which obviously changes every day. So the price drag is the difference between what we paid for the shares, 47,000, and the value of the shares now, 39,000. That explains the price drag. Each position that the club holds here has had some premium, either put premium before the shares were put to them or call premium while the shares were held. So you can see here the total net option premium of all positions held is 4,684. If you take a look at the total call income, the total income on all positions traded in the last 8 months is 1,500. The total put income is 18,000. So therefore the total option income is 20,000. Total dividends is 319. And therefore the total income between call income, put income, and dividends is 20,000. So 27,000 plus 20,000 income. Initial investment of 27,000 plus 20,000 income has allowed this account to invest 47,000 in the total cost of all the shares. And this account is currently sitting on a cash value of 8,400 as well. And so when you take a look at the asset allocation, it's 21% cash, 11% natural gas, 24% food, that would be Kraft Heinz, 14% telecom, that would be Nokia, 12% veterinary medicine, that's Meridian Bioscience, and 18% steel, which is US Steel. So already it's a reasonably balanced portfolio. If you take a look at the profit with no drag, and what profit with no drag means is that when the option drag, the options that have a negative value have come to the end of their period, and the share prices will go back up to the price that was paid for the shares, that will bring another 21,000 profitability into the account, which will turn the profit with no drag into 77%. So what you've got down here is you've got the name of all the companies, the ticker symbol of all the companies, you've got the industry that they belong to, you've got the number of shares that have been purchased or accumulated over time, you've got the price paid for those shares, you've got the income that has been generated from those shares, you've got the price now, you've got the cost, and you've got the value now. What you also have here is Value Line's 3 to 5 year projections, which says that this share has, Value Line have been making projections since 1931, with an 80-year track record of 80% accuracy when it comes to future price predictions. And so what they're telling you here is where the share price can be in the future low and future high. When you multiply the future low and future high by the number of shares owned, you get the future low value and the future high value. And so what that is saying that these shares on a buy and hold basis, even if there was no more calls, no more put income, no dividends, just on a buy and hold basis, this portfolio can grow somewhere between 71,000 to 104,000 over the next 3 to 5 years, which would explain these figures here, 71 and 104. These figures here just show the percentage of income. 8% has been call income, 91% has been put income, 98% has been total option income, and 2% has been dividend income. That just explains the breakdown of the 100% of total income. This 12% figure just explains the negative option drag, and the 70% is the price drag. These are other costs associated to whenever there's been a use of margin and bank fees. There was a once-off $8 cost to transfer the initial investment into the Apex clearing, software fees, and statements. Statement fees have now been cancelled because all statements are got online rather than through the physical post. If we zoom on down here, if we clear let's clear away all drawings and scroll on down. We can see here the breakdown of the individual positions. What we're looking at here is we've got the blue bar represents the cost of the shares, the orange bar represents the value now, the light green bar represents the conservative forecast, 3 to 5 year forecast by value line, and the dark green bar represents a high forecast. So you can see that even though ECA has gone down since it's been purchased, Kraft Heinz has gone down slightly, Nokia has gone down slightly, Pets has gone up only ever so slightly, US Steel has gone down. So even though 4 of the 5 positions have dropped in value, the overall account is up 28%. This graph down here shows you the various months from April through to December. It shows you the number of shares that have been accumulated, starting with 1,800 and accumulating. The number of shares have doubled from 1,800 to 3,600, which is an important figure, because all we do is focus on 2 things: the accumulation of assets, which is the accumulation of shares, and the generation of income. And so you can see the account value growing over time. You can see the option income growing over time, accumulating. And you can see the investment has stayed the same, once-off investment back in April 2019. So the red line, the black line here shows you the level of investment, the once-off investment over time. The red line shows you the value of shares going up and down relative to the amount invested. The green line shows you the accumulation of option income. And the blue line shows you the accumulation of shares. So this is a nice visual representation of the many different moving parts in the account. So the fascinating thing about this account, the fact that 4 out of 5 positions have dropped in value because of all the income generated, the account is actually sitting on a nice healthy profit of, if we just clear away the drawings, we can see that it's still sitting in a nice healthy profit of 7,889, which is 28% up in 8 months, which is a good return. Which means if all positions were closed right now, the account value is up 20%. So hopefully this video has explained to you where you get the buying power calculations relative to the account value, how each position holds a certain amount of buying power requirement, that the strongest companies have 4 to 1, then 3 to 1, then 2 to 1, and the weakest companies will have 1 to 1, and your cash will have 1 to 1 buying power.